Make a way,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah.
Yes,
When
hallelujah.
he don't feel like he's working. When
Yes, hallelujah.
Eu sou da igreja que está o Senhor.
Amém.
Sou agradecida a Deus por poder ir nas minhas férias.
Amém.
Era uma coisa que eu já queria, tinha desejo de ir ver a minha terra há muitos anos e nunca pude ir. Fez 49 anos. I'm grateful to God to have the opportunity to go back to my homeland. It was 49 years since I left. E era um desejo do meu coração. E a Bíblia diz que Deus nos dá os desejos dos nossos corações. It was a desire of my heart. The Bible tells us that He gives us the desires of our heart. Eu nunca dizia isto porque tinha medo que Ele nunca ia cumprir. I would never say it because I never thought it was going to come to pass. Mas, não sei porquê. Deus me trouxe para aqui. Este é o meu país. God brought me here. This is my country. But, quando eu pus os pés em Portugal, senti uma alegria.
Amém.
When I put my feet in Portugal, I felt a joy, like I'm home.
Amen.
Even though this is my home, I just,
Yeah.
it was just, it's a part of me. It's where I came from. O país é muito bonito. The country is very beautiful. Também tem muitas áreas pobres. There's a lot of poor areas. Mas não é como aqui que nós vimos pessoas em toda a esquina a pedir dinheiro. But it's not like here where you see people begging for money. There everybody's working, and even though they're not rich, but they're all holding their own. Lá toda a gente pode ver que estão trabalhando. Nós víamos os velhotes. We see the old people out in the fields or with their animals. Estavam lá, ou estavam a fazer a colheita, ou estavam lá com os seus animais. Até tirei fotografia de um homem que andava a passear, não andava a passear, mas estava a trazer as suas cabras para a terra. Então nós paremos, porque tínhamos que parar para deixar-lhes passar. Então gravei, I photographed a picture of this man. He was taking his goats, and he was crossing the street, so he had to stop, and it was like home, because I mean, I'm an animal lover, and I love that, and that's what I was used to, but it was just so nice. Mas lá tem uma sequeira muito grande. Aquele país está passando muito mal. There's been a dryness in the land for the last 2 years. Very bad. I don't know if you guys see on TV. Eu sei que vocês portugueses veem na televisão os fogos têm lá acontecido. All the trees that are, kept, forest fires that they're having. E na área onde o Jorge vive, lá na Serra do Branco, é assim que se diz? Jorge, Serra do Branco, estava tudo ardido. And the area where he lives, it's called the forest of the White Forest. All of that had been burned down. E nós estávamos de caminho, com as janelas abertas, só cheirava queimado. You could smell, our windows were down, we were driving, and all you could smell was burnt, like for miles and miles and miles. And you just, só vias, as árvores, muitas delas não eram muito fortes, mas parecia que vias assim. You saw just like a little stick, and like burnt, because it's burnt on the outside, but on the inside the wood's still good. But that's all you saw, was like little sticks throughout. E também as pessoas a cortarem aquela linha. The people coming down and taking down those trees. E a terra, tudo preto. It was all black from smoke to the ground. E aquilo dá uma tristeza. I was sad to see that. Porque não é somente as árvores, mas quantos animais não morreram? How many animals didn't die in those fires? E descobriram que aquilo foi... Pessoas fizeram aquilo de propósito. And they found out people were doing that on purpose. So, gente faz mal em todo lugar. People do bad things everywhere. But just to be there. And e falamos que a família dele, his family, the one area, não atacou a eles, mas estava perto. Tiveram que andar a regar em volta das caixas para não apanhar nada, mas tinham medo do feno e tudo ser apanhado. The people, his family, when this was all happening, they kept watering around their house so that their house wouldn't burn down. Até a casa não ia arder porque é pedra. Their houses there is made out of stone, so it wouldn't burn. But they were afraid of everything else burning around them, and their animals and their fields. Eles contaram que era tudo preto e que aquele fumo se metia, todos andavam assim com lenço a cobrir a boca. They were all covering their mouth and nose, and they said that they could, they were hacking up that stuff for days. It felt like it was there, and it was scary. His nephew was out when he got the news that his, was burning, so he left. He worked a half day, but he was at lunch, and he just left his lunch and paid for it, didn't even eat, and just went home.
Wow.
But by the time he got home, because everybody's trying to do the same, it was already under control. Mas o sobrinho dele estava a trabalhar quando recebeu a notícia que o fogo estava na vila dele. Ele estava no almoço, deixou o almoço, pagou e foi logo para lá para poder socorrer, não é, os animais e as famílias. Mas quando ele chegou lá já estava tudo under control. Mas a filha dele, a mulher e os 2 filhos andaram sempre a molhar tudo porque eles têm animais. They kept watering everything because they have animals and protecting it. Então, mas eles disseram que o calor era tão grande que eles disseram que eles sentiam, era como se estivessem no inferno, porque sentiam naquele calor, cheiravam no fumo e por onde é que eles iam? They felt the heat. They said it felt like hell because they could feel the heat, they could smell the smoke, they could see the flames, and where are they going to go? There's only one way in and one way out, and it's like, and if they go, then their animals, their property could all go. So foi triste saber aquilo que as pessoas sofrem, porque nós nas notícias só vimos, houve um fogo, não houve mais nada. It was sad hearing that because when we hear it on the news, we just hear that there was a fire, but you don't get the details from the people that were living in it.
Yes.
E quando nós estivemos lá, quando nós íamos pelo caminho, nós podíamos ver os lugares de fogo, que nós sentíamos o fumo. When we were driving, we could tell where it was burning because we could see the smoke from miles and miles away. Quando chegamos à minha terra, lá estava tudo verde, graças a Deus. When we got to my town, everything was green because we get the snow, we get all that. And it was just, it's like, okay, this is what I remember Portugal being like. It was like green stuff. Então fiquei assim, com mais alegria, mais contente de ver aquelas vaquinhas todas gordas. I saw the fat cows, they had plenty to eat. The other ones, it's like, it's all dried up grass. What are they going to eat? It's like, you feel so bad for them. Mas foi bonito, a experiência foi boa. Não fui à igreja nenhuma, vou ser franca. Não visitei. Passei por uma, mas estava fechada. E era batista. As igrejas católicas, eu não ia a essas, so, não fui para essas igrejas. I'm being truthful, I didn't go to any church because there it's mostly Catholic and I wasn't going to go to a Catholic church. I passed by a Baptist church that we found, but it was closed. What is happening is a lot of the people, the younger generation, they're leaving to other countries. They're going to France, they're going to Switzerland, United States, England. They're going where it's paying more. So what's really being left in Portugal are the old. O que está acontecendo, os portugueses novos estão todos saindo do país. Não há trabalhos lá e não pagam muito bem. Estão indo para a França, Inglaterra, Canadá. Então, os que vê lá mais são os velhos. O que está indo para trás são aqueles que fazem a reforma e compram casa para ir para trás. Mas os filhos estão noutros países, então é ir e vir. Não é nada fixo. What is coming back are those that are retired and then making a home back there. But if their children decide to stay in the other countries, they're going back and forth because of their kids and their grandkids.
Amen.
So you see a lot of, actually in his village, we did see his niece has a 3-year-old. And we went to a wedding. First day we were there, we were invited to a wedding. His niece was getting married, and on a Monday. And when we went Monday, that's where he basically got to see the whole family, and I got introduced to everybody. So everybody's calling me auntie, and they're all older than me. Tudo me chamava tia, tudo era mais velha do que eu. Tínhamos lá então a sobrinha dele, que tinha essa criança de 3 anos, e outros pequeninos. Mas estávamos lá 10 crianças, eram mais. There were about 10 children at the wedding. It was like the most. There aren't too many young people staying, so you don't see too many 20s and 30-year-olds. You see some, I mean, obviously, but not the majority. Foi bom, it was good, mas já estava com saudades de estar aqui. I was missing you guys. Quando era terça-feira, dizia, hoje está no culto. Quinta-feira também, hoje está no culto. I was always like, oh, they must be in church. But it's such a big difference. It's 6 hours. So when I'm up at 6 a.m., when I'm up, it's only like 6 a.m. I would want to call Esther, but I'm like, she's still sleeping. I can't call. So I didn't really, and the other problem was, we couldn't use our phones without internet. Não podíamos usar os nossos telefones sem o internet. Eu tive que comprar o internet, mas não estava em todas as áreas. And not every area was I able to get internet. So quando depois tinha, o meu telefone começava logo, ting, 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 ting. And I would get everything all at once. Na casa dele, só tinhas internet, tinha que estar no quarto de banho, com a internet para fora, para poder falar. Only in the bathroom, I had to go to the bathroom and hang the internet outside for me to be able to call anyone. That was the only way I could get it, because I couldn't get it in that zone. Even though you're high, they said it was because of the fires. A lot of the things were out, the satellites were down. Eles disseram por causa do fogo, tudo foi atingido. Até eles que têm internet nas casas não estavam a ter. Não estavam trabalhando. Foi bom, gostei. Andei muito, comi muito.
Amém.
Pensei que vinha para trás magrinha, mas isso não aconteceu. I walked a lot, ate a lot. I thought I was going to come back nice and skinny because of all the walking, but that didn't happen. I have to admit, eu sou portuguesa, a comida aqui é boa, mas estou que é melhor em Portugal. The Portuguese food is good here, but it's better in Portugal. Where I'm from, there you don't eat beef, you only get veal. Because in that area, anything after 9 months, they won't even touch it. Lá é só vitela onde eu sou. Lá tudo que tem mais de 9 meses, já não aceitam. Vai tudo para Lisboa ou para a Espanha, mas eles lá, mais de 9 meses já não querem tudo fresco. Então lá é tudo fresco. Quando estava lá, nós estávamos para ir embora da minha cidade, eu estava para o gás, eu fui dentro para pagar e buscar uma água, e o meu tio estava lá de França. E ele disse, tu não és a Júlia, a filha do Acácio. Sou. Então és a minha sobrinha, sou teu tio. Então começamos a falar e disse, tens que ir comer a minha casa. So we were getting ready to leave. He was gassing up and I went in to pay. And my uncle from France was there on my dad's side. And he says, are you Julia Cassio's daughter? I said, yes. He's like, I'm your uncle from France who was visiting. He was right there. I didn't know he was there because I didn't know. And he's like, come home. You're coming home with us. So he didn't even tell his wife anything. We got there. Ela já tinha a mesa preparada. Era uma galinha fresca que alguém tinha dado. We had chicken that someone had given to them, so I know that was fresh. So every food there you ate was fresh. The thing I loved the most was their bread. Eu gostei do pão deles. O meu marido diz que se chama broa, que é aquele pão preto, castanho, todo queimado. Eu adorei. I loved it. Foi bonito, gostava de tornar a ir, se Deus abençoar para tornar a ir outra vez, vou, se não, já, o desejo do meu coração já foi satisfeito, já vi o que queria ver. If God blesses me and I'm able to go again, I'll be grateful. If not, at least the desire of my heart, I wanted to go back. E quando entrei na minha vila, when I entered my village, I told my husband, see, this is the main road. He said, you're not going to remember anything. I said, yes, I am. I said, this is my uncle's house. This is my aunt's house, but my uncle bought it, so it's his. And this is where my mother's house was. And I said, then you go down that road, you're going to go to the cemetery, and then you cross it, and you're going to go to where everybody baked their bread. O meu marido disse, tu não te vais lembrar de nada. Eu digo, poxa, esta é a rua principal, quando chegares lá, vais ver, esta é a casa do meu tio, esta é a casa era da minha tia, mas o meu tio comprou. Esta era onde era a minha casa, agora é uma garagem. Desce para lá abaixo, vais ter o cemitério, do cemitério vais para lá e está lá o povo. O povo conhecia o pão. Como é que aquilo chama? É o forno, não é? Quando chegamos lá, vimos lá 2 pessoas, me conheceram. Eu não conhecia. We found 2 people who knew me. As soon as they said, and you are? And I said, and I'm like, of course I know you. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Um é daqui da América, one's from America, he's here. But he knew my parents,
Okay.
so he knew me.
Oh.
And the other one's a lady that lives there, but she also knew me. She goes, you're Julia? I'm like, yes, I'm Julia. So my whole village pretty much kind of, once they saw me, they knew me. I either looked like my dad or I looked like my mom, but they knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice. It was sad too because, like I said, only old people are there. So you're not going to get anybody in there.
In your age.
Yeah, I mean there were people my age, but I'm not that young anymore. So, but abaixo de 40 não estava lá ninguém. E o que vai acontecer quando aqueles velhotes morrerem? Mas eles todos os dias, tu vias eles trabalhar no campo, e só da mão de fios. Eu um dia estava a fazer colheita de batatas, outro dia era milho. Todos os dias tu vias eles trabalhar. Eu acho que é o que fica eles no jovens. Quando o Jorge vive, está lá uma senhora que eu pensava que era só 6 anos mais velha, ela tem 72 anos. Não parece. Where he lives, and next door neighbor, he thought was only 6 years older than him. She's 72. She's out there every day and every night working. You would not. I was exhausted looking at her. Eu fiquei cansada só de tudo que ela fez. Quando nós a levantávamos, ela tinha uma área onde é que checa as coisas. Quando nós a levantávamos, já estava lá coisas que ela tinha colhido. When we got up every morning, there was a big area where she left things to dry. There would be stuff there already that she's already reaped and are there to dry for her to sell. Nós fomos a uma feira. We went to what they call an open market. And there she was selling her goods, like her green beans, whatever she grew, eggs from her chicken, there she was. Estava lá ela vendendo as coisas. Ela e outros como ela. E então, ela nunca casou. She said she never got married. I said she didn't miss anything. She's like, no.
É por isso que ela está boa.
Yeah, no parece. I mean, she's got no stress.
She don't have a husband.
Her parents died. She lived with her parents. They died.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got her 2 cats. She's all set. You know, she was up till late at night, and it's just gets up, and every day when I wake up, her laundry's already done. It's like, quando eu levantava, já tinha ela tudo na roupa dela. I'd be like, and sometimes we would get up early because we're traveling, and I'm like, this lady, get up. Mas energia, os velhos têm muito mais energia do que nós novos. They have much more energy than we do. But then again, they grow their own food, you know, they have their own, so it's all different, no chemicals, no nothing.
Yes.
Estavam lá, o Portugal estava cheio, mas era de visitantes. Porque quando nós saímos, quando fomos por gastos cheios, hoje é o último dia, todos vai embora hoje. When we left, they said, yeah, everybody goes home now, September 3rd. Everybody's going home. Even most of the restaurants where he lived, they were on vacation because they know everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
So like everybody comes, France has the month of August off. So most people from France come down. And then if you're in other countries, you know, they have August off. So you go there and the whole family gathers there. So in August, Portugal is very, very full. Very busy. You see people from everywhere. It was funny because I speak Portuguese, but I kept hearing all these other languages. Mostly French. Apparently everybody speaks French. Muitos franceses lá. Tudo a gente fala francês. I know bonjour, and that's about it. Merci, and I can't. That's about it. But I was like, but it was funny because you just think everybody's Portuguese, but you go to talk to them, they're like, nope. And I'm like, okay. It was nice. I had a good time. I saw family I never even met before. I met my mom's youngest sister and her husband and her daughter and her daughter's daughter.
E ela parece com a sua mãe.
Yes. Yeah, muito mais. Ela, she looked a lot like my mom. Eu conheci a minha tia do lado da minha mãe, irmã mais nova. Vocês têm Facebook, viram que eu pus lá. Ela parece que a minha mãe. E ela é mais. Fala dela, não é? Fala mais com a minha mãe. E ela é humilde com a minha mãe. She's very humble like my mom. She's very. A minha tia aqui é muito diferente da minha mãe. É muito. Às vezes, quando tenho saudades da minha mãe, vou ver a minha tia, mas fico disappointed que não é nada igual. Sometimes when I miss my mom, I go see my aunt here. But then after I talk to her, it's like I'm very disappointed because she's just, it's not the same. Mas ela era muito humilde, muito. She was very down to earth. Yeah. She was little like my, apparently everybody's little like my mom was the tallest one.
Oh,
My mom was the tallest out of even the boy, because he couldn't. You have to serve in the army for 2 years or whatever. He didn't make it because he was too short. O meu tio, a minha mãe era mais alta deles todos, para ver que a alta da minha mãe é. E o meu tio, ele era para ir para a tropa, mas era tão curto que eles não deixaram ele entrar. So minha mãe era mais alta, but yeah, they're all short. I don't know why, because my grandmother was 6 feet tall, so they almost must have taken after my grandfather. Mas eu gostei de ver a minha tia, que ela parecia que a minha mãe. Ela é assim. Depois ela dizia, já me esqueço, já minha cabeça já não dá para isso. Como a minha mãe falava, she's getting Alzheimer's, so she would say, I forgot, my brain, does, it's not working. But that's what my mom would say. So it was just like a lot of, she has like a lot of her customs, her gestures. And so that was nice. I had a good time, I have to admit. It was nice. I'm tired, but it was worth it.
Amen. Amen. God bless you. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Todos vamos cantar
You wanna off?
7.
You wanna off?
Sete.
We're all going to sing hymn 7 from the Portuguese hymn book.
Mostrar. Fala pro que Deus mostrar.
7.
Which says, diz do cura sing. Says, yes, Christ heals.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
I don't know if you're going to find it in the English hymn book, Sister Stephanie. Oh, okay, yeah. Then you'll find it.
E dê esse microfone aqui. Dê esse microfone.
Quer o azul?
Glória a Deus. Vamos cantar este hino. 7.
Let us all sing.
Contra os males deste mundo, Deus nos vale só. Não há mal que Deus não cure, pois de nós tem dó. Cristo cura sim, Cristo cura sim. Seu amor por nós é imenso, Ele cura sim. Derramou seu sangue curou pra remir a mim. Quando ungido sou de azeite, sou curado enfim. Cristo cura-se, Cristo cura-se. Seu amor por nós é imenso, Ele cura-se. Derramou seu sangue puro pra remir a mim. Quando ungido sou de azeite, sou curado enfim. Cristo cura-se, Cristo cura-se. Seu amor por nós é imenso, Ele